Hello YouTubers, this is Justin coming to you from the Big Blue Nation, and today I was going to talk to you about the Ficus Lyrata, or the fiddle leaf fig. This plant has gained some popularity in America since about the early 2000s, maybe around 2005 is when it started premiering in interior designs. A lot of people used it then. Nowadays you can't go anywhere without seeing it in some kind of a magazine or in somebody's house or just in any kind of botanical garden really. I kind of want to zoom in here and show you that the pot, this is the pot that it naturally came in when I bought it. I got it from Home Depot for about $13. It's a pretty good size too. As you can see, the soil in here is kind of receding a little bit from the walls. That typically indicates a little bit of an unhealthy plant. It really tells you that the soil is really dry and that it's kind of constricting, pulling it away from the sides, and that's going to do a little bit of damage to the roots. Normally the plants do like to be a bit of a root bound almost, so keeping it in this size pot or maybe just 1 inch bigger really wouldn't hurt the plant. Alright, well I think I'm going to begin. This is the pot that I'm going to put it in. It's about a 10-inch pot, so it's plastic. Plastic is really good normally. All you really have to do with a plastic pot is just kind of clean it if you're going to go in between plants with them. But other than that, they're pretty lightweight, they're pretty durable, they'll last you a good time. But you always want to wash your pots out with hot soapy water, even if you've just purchased it from the store or you're just going to transplant the plant. Now, I usually try to buy these pots that have the collective pots down at the bottom. It's got really good drainage right here. It'll let all the water through and then it'll catch it. So you can take these off and let it sit like that, or you can just keep it on there and hope that it'll collect all the little bit of water. But if they do have these on here, you do want to remove them so that you can thoroughly wash the rest of the pot. But yeah, make sure the water is hot. You don't want lukewarm water. You don't want it scalding your hands either. When it comes to soil, pretty much any type of good drainage soil would be really good for the plant. A lot of people like to say that they don't trust Miracle-Gro. Some people say that they add too much nutrients to it and that tends to burn their plants out. That's exactly not true at all. These bags of soil, they've all been thoroughly measured and rigorously tested to make sure that it's going to be fine for the plant. When it comes to trees, mostly citrus, I like to use something that's based for cacti, succulents, and citrus. Now, I know the fiddle leaf fig is not a citrus tree, but it does need really good drainage. And the soil for the citrus and cactus and other types of plants, they do really well with the Ficus Lyrata. So any kind of soil that's out there, it's got a lot of gritty sand to it, that'll be really good for the plant as well. So what I'll do is just start to pour a little bit in there and make sure that it doesn't bunch up. And I can't tell you how many times I've heard people say that you need to put rocks in the bottom of your pot because it'll be good for drainage, and it'll also weigh the pot down so that if it's a windy day your pot won't blow over, killing your plant. Now the second part might be true, but you do not want to put rocks in the bottom of your pot and expect that to help with the drainage. It actually hurts the plant when it comes to drainage, and that's because the rocks sit towards the bottom of the pot where all the holes and slots are down there, and when moisture is added, it tends to aggregate and bunch up and then hold more water in there consequently. So I never add rocks to the bottom of my pot. get a bunch of bunched up dirt, you want to come in here with your hand and just gently separate it and make sure that the roots are going to be able to get through it. The roots are tipped with a root tip cap that helps the roots go through the soil and find the moisture and other nutrients that the plant is seeking. Now, if the soil is bunched up and very hard, the plant's going to have to work even harder to get through that soil. So you want to make sure that it's actually going to be fairly loose. This is going to let all the nutrients in that the plant desires and allow the roots to breathe. The roots are down here in the soil and they do breathe oxygen. I think that's about good. Now, this plant looks to be about a year, maybe 2 years old at the most. So, of course, it's been in here this whole time in this one little pot. So it's going to be really root bound. So what we want to do is kind of squeeze the pot pretty good, kind of pick it up, make sure you squeeze it. Now what you'll do is you'll take your fingers and gently work the soil. Don't do it hard. You've got nothing against the plant. You do not want to hurt roots. The plant does have a lot of roots. It can spare some, but not a lot. Don't tempt the plant. Don't hurt the plant. Now as you can see, the roots for the Ficus lyrata, they're pretty thin. They have like maybe a slight little covering, but not much at all. So it wouldn't take a whole lot for that root to give out and break. So I'd say that looks about as good as I want it to be. So what we'll do next is set this on the floor. Scoot this up and get comfortable. Now I've got a good majority of the soil already in here, so what I'll do with one hand is just kind of work the soil up and create kind of a little divot, if you will, for the roots to kind of go in there. You don't want it to be completely root bound. The plant does like to be a little bit of a root bound, but you still want to give them some room to grow. To say about replanting a fiddle leaf fig. I hope this video does help you when it comes to replanting your Ficus lyrata. If you like my video, please leave a like or subscribe, leave some comments, tell me what you would like to see next, and tell me what you didn't like about my videos. Be nice. And this is Justin telling you to remember to plant prudently. Bye YouTube!